The pipe is finally fixed, but restrictions remain.
We're working faster than anything we've done before.
What's next and when water use can continue as usual? Alberta's expected to buck the economic slump.
It doesn't translate into a map for every household and business, but that general direction is definitely positive.
A promising forecast despite global uncertainty. Plus, Hollywood debut for a local advocate.
I would say people with Down syndrome or any type of disability that I want to inspire.
Who continues to chase her screen dreams.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Alicia Fieldberg.
Good afternoon. There's an end in sight to at least some of the city's water woes. Today, crews started refilling the Bears Paw South feeder main after extensive repairs. Now, Tim Bruck is near the construction site. Tim, this is a strong signal that things are going well.
Well, Alicia, the mayor said as much today. As you mentioned there, a lot of the work has slowly been ramping up over the last couple days. Now we have the 9 necessary repairs done to that feeder main. And so, again, as you mentioned today, work got started on refilling that empty pipe. Really, this process could take maybe 2, maybe 3 days because, well, a lot of water has to flow through and it has to happen pretty slowly. In total, we're expecting about 22 million liters of water will need to go into that pipe. And then once it's full, the water will be tested for safety before it's connected back to the larger system. That means Calgary will unfortunately remain under restrictions for just a little bit longer, so still no outdoor water use and, well, just really limit where you can.
Another piece is, while this is going, we're working faster than anything we've done before to build the replacement pipes. So having not just those 9 locations simultaneously, but being now 100 feet underground on the replacement pipe, we're doing something really special here in Calgary that I don't think has been done anywhere else.
Okay, so as that pipe is being filled, the crews behind me will also be doing something else, and that's repaving the road around some of the work sites and along parts of 16th Avenue. Unfortunately, Alicia, drivers will not be happy to hear that means a few more road closures starting next week. So anyone out there who wants to learn a little bit more about the areas impacted can head to our website. As always, that's ctvnewscalgary.ca.
Thanks, Tim. The city wrapped up the first week of public hearings on citywide rezoning and is expecting to hear from more Calgarians next week. Hundreds of people, including former councillor Sonia Sharp, have already showed up to discuss whether to roll back a 2024 blanket rezoning policy introduced to increase housing options and help improve affordability. City Councillor DJ Kelly posted his tally today, saying of 213 speakers council heard from so far, just over half wanted to repeal rezoning. More than a third wanted to keep it, and the remainder either wanted to modify the bylaw or remain neutral about what happens. An investigation shows Service Alberta Minister Dale Nally breached election law in response to a recall petition targeting him. In November, Nally publicly claimed the constituent behind the effort to recall him didn't vote in the last election and questioned whether that should disqualify the petition. Elections Alberta says Nally accessed the voter list to identify the person, which is not authorized by the Election Act. But it also stated there was ambiguity and did not penalize Nally. In a statement, Nally says that he will follow Elections Alberta's advice on future use of the electors list. A new forecast from ATB Financial says Alberta's economy is expected to grow this year, even as global instability creates new risks at home and abroad. And Mark Villani joins us. ATB is painting a pretty strong picture for the province, Mark, despite uncertainty.
Yeah, that's right, Alicia. There is a lot of optimism, but at the same time, lots of caution from this report. ATB now forecasts that Alberta's economy will grow by about 2.7% this year, outpacing much of the country. But economists say that doesn't mean everyone will feel it, with high costs that are still a major factor. Now, much of that growth that is being driven is coming from higher oil prices linked to global conflict, which is boosting revenues in Alberta. Alberta. But there's a trade-off. Higher energy prices are also pushing up costs for consumers, from gas to groceries, adding to inflation. At the same time, the province's job market is rebalancing after years of rapid population growth where more people were moving here than there were jobs to keep up. Now that population growth is expected to slow down while employment continues to rise, helping bring down the unemployment rate. Economists say that hiring remains cautious, though, with both employers and workers still navigating uncertainty.
It does present some challenges. It's a little smaller pool of those temporary foreign workers that a lot of businesses were relying on. But we are still getting a lot of people coming to Alberta on a net basis from other parts of the country. So that's also helping in terms of keeping our labor pool diverse and strong. So Alberta has a bit of an advantage on both of those fronts.
Now, ATB also points to ongoing trade uncertainty with the Canada-US-Mexico agreement up for review this year. Economists say that the deal has helped shield Alberta by keeping goods, including energy, moving across the border without those new tariffs. But changes down the line could certainly impact this export-driven economy. Alicia.
Thanks, Mark. A frozen and canned vegetable processor in Lethbridge announced it's closing its facility. Norterra has announced it's restructuring its Canadian frozen facilities. The company says the market is facing pressure from international imports. To improve its competitiveness, it's consolidating its production and will transfer its assets from the Lethbridge plant to other facilities. 70 jobs will be impacted. The plant will shut down in June. Some high school students took part in a trades and technologies camp for young women today. The one-day event was hosted at Fix Network Canada. A dozen grades 10 to 12 students learned how to do some auto body work. The event aims to give them hands-on experience and show them what a career in the trades might look like.
What really today is about is to have that community, to see other women in the industry share their experiences, have young women come in, experience the skilled trades. What is this about? And see that there's other angles to break those barriers, those outdated barriers that we always see about women in the trades. Those need to end.
Organizers say Alberta's workforce is facing big challenges in the next few years as skilled workers start to retire. The province predicts the trades will need over 59,000 additional workers in the next decade. Well, Danielle, a lot of blue sky and a pretty nice mild afternoon, but this is pretty much the best it's going to get for the weekend, right?
I know, it gets your hopes up and it makes you feel as if this is the weather for the weekend. It's really not, I'm sorry to say. We do need the moisture. A lot of people asking me, you know, they're ready for it to be falling as rainfall rather than snow. We're looking at snow in the forecast for the weekend and to kick off early next week, but then we're in a long-term warming trend. All right, 7 degrees is the temperature right now. And yes, as Alicia says, this is just a one afternoon thing because it's cold once again tomorrow and it will be mainly cloudy tomorrow as well. In the morning hours, wind chill of -13. And then we have the potential of a few flurries throughout the day, a greater chance tomorrow evening, but the biggest chance of snow and a significant snowfall is Sunday night through Monday. So we'll talk more about that in just a little bit. But first, your 24-hour forecast brought to you by Fifth Avenue Volkswagen, family-owned, community-driven. Discover more at Fifth Avenue Volkswagen.
Thanks, Danielle. Firefighters had to rescue several people from their balconies this afternoon. It was because of an apartment fire that sent 2 people to hospital. And Calgarians are going to stick it to cancer on the ice tonight. An apartment fire sent at least 2 people to hospital this afternoon. Around 12:30, fire crews were called to a 3-story building on Castle Ridge Drive in the northeast. Fire officials say 5 people were forced onto their balconies because smoke trapped their exit routes. Firefighters used ladders to bring them to safety. One person in the unit where the fire started went to hospital with minor burns and smoke inhalation. At least one other person is also being treated for smoke inhalation. A man charged in connection to the Genesis Center shooting is now facing an arson charge. The fire happened at the Nile Cafe and Lounge in the early morning hours of February 12th. Around $275,000 worth of damage was done to the restaurant along 17th Avenue. Police believe 4 people were involved in setting the fire. They're still looking for 3 of them. Sohrab Rob Rashed has now been charged with arson. Earlier this week, multiple charges were laid against him in connection to a shooting in the Genesis Center parking lot. Police are asking for help identifying 2 suspects in a violent downtown robbery. In October, a man in his 40s was assaulted and robbed in an alley behind the Palomino Smokehouse. He was taken to hospital in life-threatening condition but has since been released. Today, police released surveillance images of the 2 suspects they're trying to identify. Anyone who recognizes them is asked to call police or Crime Stoppers. Human trafficking charges have been laid against a Montreal man. In Calgary, the Alberta Law Enforcement Response Team, or ALERT, arrested 33-year-old Nelson Benoit Ancien on March 12th following a tip through Crime Stoppers. He's accused of traveling across Canada, exploiting girls and women for sex. Investigators say they've identified 2 victims, but they believe that there may be more and want to hear from them. All right, Danielle, I know March is typically the snowiest month, and we've still got more to come in the final days of the month.
And you know what our next snowiest month is? April.
Oh, goodness. More in store.
So, yeah. You know, don't just plan for the tank tops and flip-flops just yet. But there may be some times in between. We get that. All right. Here is your Skywatch weather camera. And here's a look at outside as what's happening. All right, let's talk about a couple of other things. Going to the chroma key. All right. I have to reset my show here for a second, but we are getting into a couple things because I have an issue with my graphics. So give me 1 second here. But basically, the 7, 7, and 7 is telling you that we have lucky numbers because we've had a really nice day today. There we go. Here it is. 7, 7, and 7. Normal, our high, our current temperature. And record for this day is 19.3. So we're not record breaking, but it is quite toasty out there. We are normal, and we're going to be well below normal for 3 days as we go here. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to advance over this 3-day forecast and get into a couple of other things. All right, today's highs. 13 degrees for Lethbridge, Milk River, Medicine Hat. These are very warm temperatures for this time of year. Again, Calgary 7, Pincher Creek 11. We've had very warm temperatures today. This is a short little boost, and then we have a system that's rolling in, especially on Sunday through Monday. And until then, we're looking at mainly cloudy skies. We're looking at dropping temperatures, a little on the windy side, and not out of the west, a cold wind out of the north and northeast. This will be mainly the storm track as we go through Sunday and Monday. So when we look at the heaviest amounts of snow, it looks like it will be Calgary up QE2 and off to the east. And I'm going to show you that in the future cast here, as you can see. So for today, we just had mainly sunny skies with cloudy periods at times. This is a look at tomorrow morning, and you can see the clouds will really filter their way into all of southern Alberta. Then as I advance this throughout the day tomorrow, you can see the snow start to develop and move down the foothills. It isn't, though, until about supper time tomorrow that it will be likely to make its way into Calgary and all the way to the QE2 and Highway 2. And then what we're looking at is Sunday. Sunday later in the day, this is when we have more significant snow that will likely move on in. So Sunday and then Monday, this system will actually develop right over us. And you can see that circle here, and this will be that counterclockwise spin. This will draw and push winds up the mountain. So we're going to get enhanced snowfall in some localized areas because of all the snowfall and the enhanced snow that we're going to get from the winds getting pushed up. So this could lead to higher amounts, 10 centimeters, but likely what we're looking at is 3 to 6 centimeters for most communities in Calgary and surrounding Calgary. Models are a bit shaky on this one for the weekend. All right, what I can tell you is going to be definitely cold for the weekend. -2 is our high. Mainly cloudy for Saturday, flurries arriving Saturday night. And then by Sunday, especially late Sunday, 3 to 6 centimeters of snow, and that will carry into Monday as well. Again, some localized areas could see higher amounts than that. -4 is our high for Monday, but then we start a 7-day stretch of daytime highs above freezing. 2 for Tuesday, 5 for Wednesday.
Thanks, Danielle. A special hockey game is about to start at Winsport to raise money for cancer research.
So Stick It to Cancer is a charity hockey game between med students and physicians with the goal of raising money for cancer research. And this year we're raising money for the ISARP lab.
All money raised will go towards sarcoma research at the University of Calgary, including building a patient-centered precision oncology platform. Last year's event raised just over $130,000, and organizers are hoping to top $150,000 this year. The game starts at 7 p.m. Alberta home builders have plans to tackle slumping home sales in Calgary and Edmonton. One group hopes its financial incentives might entice buyers. Could tolls be coming to a critical waterway in the Middle East? Joining me is Liana Washniak, investment advisor with the Popowich-Karmali Advisory Group. So how's Iran trying to formalize control over the Strait of Hormuz?
Yeah, well, as you mentioned, they are trying to institute a bit of a toll system where vessels would pay to pass through the strait. And effectively how they're doing that is not allowing the use of the regular two shipping channels that pass through the international waters in the strait. Instead, they are forcing vessels to come closer to the Iranian shoreline, which would bring them into Iranian territorial waters, which they can then have the right to check the vessels, whether that comes to crew, cargo, and then they are choosing whether or not they would like to charge a fee for those vessels to pass through that area. Apparently, 2 vessels have been charged a fee so far. Those have been paid in Chinese currency. We are watching this very closely because Iranian officials have also said they've introduced a bill in Parliament that would formalize this control, and that these fees would add to the revenue for the state overall. So it looks like they're trying to make this a longer-term option for them as a revenue generation piece for the state. Of course, that is absolutely the opposite of what most of the rest of the globe is looking for, particularly the U.S. and Israeli side of the border. But a lot of the Gulf neighbors who have oil interests in the area are also not particularly happy about that particular proposition either. So definitely something to keep watching, but it did put a major damper on the markets today.
And the war is impacting a lot of prices, including now the cost of Carnival cruises.
That's right. And Carnival in particular is one of the U.S. biggest cruise operators, and they actually cut their annual profit forecast today really just based on the increased price of fuel. Now, they are the only U.S. cruise line that does not hedge their fuel costs using futures contracts. So essentially, they're fully exposed to any fluctuations in the price of fuel, which does mean that, unfortunately, they do bear the brunt of a lot of the uncertainty that they're seeing right now. Now, on the good news side for them, they are booked out. They've actually seen double-digit increases in bookings this year. So they do have quite strong demand, but the cost of these cruises for them will be fairly much more significant than they were initially anticipating.
Thanks, Liana.
Thank you.
One Alberta home builder is getting creative to encourage people to take the leap into ownership. Mattamy Home says it will cover the first 12 months of mortgage payments, up to $4,100 a month in certain neighborhoods. The offer is available through April. Edmonton's Realtors Association says the province has shifted from a seller's market to a normalizing market. Inventory is down about 30% compared to last year, and about 30% of homes on the market are new builds. The future of the Bay Building downtown was the focus of a public meeting last night. Dozens of people attended the meeting hosted by Heritage Calgary and the Downtown Association. The Bay opened in 1913 and closed last June. In the fall, the National Trust for Canada added the building to its endangered places list with a ranking of immediate threat. It lacks heritage designation to protect it, but advocates hope the history will be preserved.
In conjunction with the upcoming projects at Workland, the Stephen Avenue Revitalization Project and Olympic Plaza, we see this as an amazing opportunity to essentially rebrand our city and get going with a new economic engine.
Ideas discussed for its future include an event space, hotel, or grocery store. The Downtown Association says the business is in receivership, so they don't expect to learn more about the building's future until later this year. A promising outlook for Alberta's economy. Here's Tara Nelson with a look ahead to CTV News at 6.
Hi, Alicia. ATB Financial says Alberta's economy is expected to outperform much of the country this year. But economists warn not everyone will feel those benefits. Coming up at 6, why those in the oil industry say market volatility is something to watch out for. Also ahead, the bison herd in Banff has now grown to more than 130 animals. Coming up, Parks Canada's plans for making sure that population continues to thrive. Alicia.
Thanks, Tara. Single-day tickets for the Big Valley Jamboree went on sale this morning. The event runs for 3 days, the weekend of July 30th to August 2nd. This year's lineup is headlined by Keith Urban, Riley Green, and Old Dominion. In addition to the headliners, the festival also features performances from a number of local artists.
We've got a lot of Canadian up-and-comers. That is something we're very proud to do on a lot of our secondary stages typically. But, to be able to bring artists like Josh Stumpf, Robin Ottolini, Sasha, Travis Dolter, to have him on the main stage, that's something we're really proud of this year. Obviously the headliners are huge names, but to be able to bring some of those more local Canadian talents and highlight them is a big win for us.
Camping spaces are still available for the weekend. Tickets and passes are available at bigvalleyjamboree.com. Well, it's a mild afternoon in Calgary. Right now it's partly cloudy and 7 degrees. Danielle will be back with her forecast after the break. Danielle, these warmer afternoons are kind of a tease, but definitely don't put away the parka, the snow brush, anything like that, because
keep everything.
Yes.
Everything in the mudroom or the closet, wherever you keep your stuff, because we're going back into winter weather this weekend. And then we start on Tuesday a 7-day stretch of daytime highs above freezing. So it will get warm once again. 7 degrees is the current temperature, our daytime high, and what's normal for this time of year. So right where we should be. This weekend, not where we should be, but we do need the snow, and March is the snowiest month. So here we are. -2 on Saturday as a daytime high. Flurries starting Saturday night, but even throughout the day you may see a couple snowflakes. The bulk of the snowfall, though, is Sunday night through Monday, 3 to 6 centimeters or more.
Thanks, Danielle. An Alberta actor and Down syndrome advocate is sharing her experience after getting to see herself on the big screen.
Oh, you have a kitten. Mom wanted me to have one.
Jenny Angus landed a spot in the movie Reminders of Him, which is in theaters now. The 21-year-old auditioned through Zoom and was too old for a role, but they liked her so much that they flew her to Calgary this summer for a different part in the movie. She's thrilled for her debut because she has wanted to be an actor since she was a kid.
It was electric, like a dream come true. I will go to my room and practice lines for hours, and I will perform it in front of my family.
Angus had a background role in the movie, but it's already led to 3 more projects, including appearances in 2 Netflix projects, the show My Life with the Walter Boys and the movie Guarding Stars. Good for her. Well, thanks for joining us. Now here's to the early edition of CTV National News.